Hello folks, welcome back. Today is the 1 year update. I think it's been more than a year, but we're going to call it 1 year update for the Fluval Shaker tank and ensemble stand and everything. So I've been doing a lot of work on it today and yesterday, and I thought it would be a good time to kind of bring you guys up to speed on the plants, the aquascape, the tank in general, the stand, and the inhabitants of this tank. But I'd like to start one day yesterday when it was fully grown out, and then we'll work backwards from there. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, so here's the tank as it stands today. It's in need of a water change. I have just cleaned the glass on it, but I haven't really done any maintenance. Maintenance on this has been pretty problem-free. I haven't gotten into the canister filter to really do much with that. I think it's about time. I should probably go give it an overhaul, clean out rinse out the sponges and stuff like that. Maybe put some fresh biological media in there or cycle a little bit of it through. But I haven't done anything with that. I've got a good pre-filter on the front of this canister filter, so I'll be cleaning that off today. You can't see it because it's kind of hidden behind here. I think that's catching most of the stuff and kind of keeping the filter going and keeping it from getting clogged up. The bettas are all doing really well. I did lose one of the swordtails. I'm not sure what happened with that, but I pulled him out of there. So a lot of the maintenance I'm doing today is going to be getting rid of some of this viney stuff. I think it's Ludwigia, if I remember correctly. But it's already kind of gone up, and it's starting to do that thing where it's going to turn into the big roots here pretty soon, so it's time to trim that out. I probably could go through some of this Anubias, start trimming it out. It's already hitting the glass over here. I do have this pushed a little bit forward. The roots are starting to get all the way to the bottom now. They've grown all the way down in the back there. They're already starting to penetrate, and I'm starting to get more and more of that across through here. So it might be time to do away with the vining plants in the back altogether. I've got some other pest vine plants in here kind of mixed in. I can't remember what these are called. I think they came in with some fish or something that I added to this. I can't remember if I added that on purpose or if it's just been here along with the other stuff I put in. But it just grows like crazy, and it spreads, and it kind of tumbleweeds around. Like if you lose just a sprig of it, it'll just start propagating and making more. So I've got to find a way to kind of continuously just keep pulling that out until it's gone. It seems like every water change I'm doing that a little bit. The crypt parv has been doing really well, and I've totally beaten that hair algae problem that I was having before, and that's great. I guess there's just so much growing in there that I haven't had a problem with it. It's looking a little dirty down on the bottom because I put in some of those algae wafers, and I guess the plecos didn't want to eat them all, and so they're kind of cluttering up down there. The shrimp will come and pull them all underground soon enough. But yeah, this has been real nice. Now all I've got is some of that junk vine plant that kind of gets tangled up in it now and then, like it is down here. So other than that happening now and then, well, it hasn't gotten very thick or anything. So it's not exactly taking off down here, but it's not dying and it's not covered in algae, so I'll call it a win. The little Ludwigia looks really pretty, especially up at the top, but it will block out all the light eventually. It's a bad one for that. It has become sort of a natural environment for the bettas and stuff. I see them hanging out in this a lot. I'm hoping that the Anubias on its own will be enough for them. So, yeah, I've got to take all of this out and just maybe cut the top of it off and replant it down below. This is a similar maintenance that I've done. I've done this probably 7 or 8 times now. I've talked about it a few times, but it's the main maintenance I do on this tank as far as the plants go. The crypts grow nice and slow, and they haven't been a problem. So every couple of months, it grows up, and when it gets to right about here, it's stunning with these red colors and stuff. And then it just gets darker and darker in the tank until it covers everything up. And I gotta go chop it off, take all that stuff, and put it back. It can be a pain in the butt to pull the other stuff out, and it kind of makes a mess, like in the water. But this filter's been really good about cleaning it up, so hopefully that'll be all right. I like the cabinet and everything. It was pretty easy to build, very nondescript. And it looks nice. It's really nice looking. I've never had one of these. I've never had this skirt on the very top before, so that's kind of new for me. Opening these doors can be kind of a trick. I'm going to attach a little handle, I think, like one of those little handles they make for glass tanks. I'm going to attach one of those on there, I think, so I can easily slide this up. Sometimes it kind of gets stuck. All right, we're back, and it is the next day, and things are definitely looking better in there. Much cleaner. I did end up chopping off most of the stem plants that were kind of growing up and around through here. I've left just a little bit, and they're planted in the back, as you'll see in just a minute. I've gone through and removed a lot of those other stem plants and other things that are causing a problem. The bettas have reacted kind of in a real territorial way to a lot of this being taken away, so hopefully I won't cause everybody a lot of stress, but I think they hid a lot in the top. I didn't trim this much at all, my little Anubias ball. It's different types of Anubias wrapped around some cholla wood that's suspended, and that now that all those other plants are gone, you can see where it's suspended right there. But this is sort of a mix of different types of Anubias and Java. There's some Java fern shoved in there too and stuff. And it's just a big knot, and they've been running in and out of this a lot. Something cool that I noticed is that there's actually some babies. Looks like my bettas have reproduced at some point, and I'm seeing some babies all around, and they don't seem to be going for them. There'll be some close-ups of that here in a second. These definitely seem like little baby versions of the bettas. So that's cool. I've got two different Fluval lights. They kind of have a different color schedule. What's funny is it looks like there's two different tanks, almost like a tank divider. There's two different tanks going on. I have this one really, really orange in the mornings and stuff. So as the lights are coming up, it's got quite a different color temperature. This one I might need to adjust a little bit. It actually looks like it looks kind of unusual compared to this one. They are two different brands. Well, they're both Fluval lights, but they're different versions of the Fluval lights. So they don't program exactly the same, but it's been kind of interesting to play with it. This light originally was on the Vision Challenge tank that I did, like the terrarium. It was on that for a while, and then it's made it onto a 20-gallon and some other stuff. So it's actually made its way around a couple of my projects. So there's kind of a shot in the back there. I've trimmed a lot of the tops of those. I've replanted them, and then I put a couple of Placo caves back in there. As you can see, the roots have made their way all the way down, and are starting to kind of penetrate the substrate. This still moves freely, but kind of back and forth. If I want it to, if I want to get in there and change something or kind of move it around, I can move it a little bit forward or a little bit back. Not a lot. It is quite anchored, and the lights are there between them too, kind of keeping things in check. I had a pre-filter sponge on my canister filter that was absolutely clogged, and I cleaned that out. It was really, really slowing things down in the canister filter, and there's a lot more flow right now. The original CO2 that I put on here is still going. I haven't recharged it at all. I haven't had to change it at all. I think I had CO2 on here last year about this time, so it's still churning away. You can see the bubbles coming up there. This tank can be kind of hard to photograph because I've got these so close to the lights. I do that a lot in my tanks. It actually looks really, really interesting in real life, where your eyes kind of automatically mellow this out and brighten this up. This setup runs really, really quiet. It stays crystal clear and clean, especially that pre-filter and a nice canister filter underneath. Probably ought to pull that canister filter out and clean it up. I originally started off with a bunch of cherry shrimp, I believe, in here. They, of course, all got eaten away within weeks of adding these bettas. I did lose one of the swordtails, and I think I'll probably move them out. There seems to be, every now and then there's some territorial disputes, not only from the bettas, but from each other. They chase each other around quite a bit, and there seems like there's one that gets picked on real bad. So I might take them up to the 210, let them run free in there. I think they'll do okay in there. I really love this sort of picture frame style. It's sort of a window style. It's more the shape of a window than it is like like a rectangle, you know. It fits really well in my nook. I love seeing it there. It's a real calming thing to look at while I'm working from home or just hanging out in the game room upstairs. I put a little extra effort into aquascaping this. I wanted to do something unique, and it's come out better than I expected. The viney plants, those Lowigia, they'll be back in like 6 months or so. They're all planted up behind there, but they tend to grow really, really rapidly, especially with the CO2 and stuff. So I expect they'll be back really, really soon. And folks, that's all I got for you today, but I'll be back soon with some more videos. I got the betta tank to set up. I ended up with a lot of B-roll of the bettas in here. So I'm probably going to do one of those 3 minutes with and just do a B-roll video that's just the bettas, maybe some facts interspersed in there too. But folks, that's all I got for you this week. I'll be back soon with more videos. Until next time, follow your bliss, keep a clean tank, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.